Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's from the Bleachers, broadcasting live on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster, Mark Musgrave. The voice that's really quiet.
The voice you know. There we go. Oh, boy, that's hot now.
Yeah, I had to mess with some settings there.
Why do people mess with the settings down below?
I don't know.
You need to padlock that thing, dude.
I'm gonna go.
Seriously, get a padlock.
I'm gonna go smack some people.
We're not going to get into that right here.
Oh man, that's how it goes sometimes.
I know.
That's how it goes sometimes. Well, welcome you into the show, anyways.
Don't touch the processors.
We don't touch those processors. Don't touch them. Welcome into the show, anyways. Last show before Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, my gosh. Memorial Day weekend here already on us. You know, man, so much has happened in the past little bit it's been busy at the Musgrave household.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, we've had our last baseball banquet for high school. Graduation has now come and gone for Landon and for us. I was telling you just off air a little bit. It is so weird that I have no kids in school.
Yeah.
But obviously since elementary, or even if you count preschool, since 2005, I've had one or two mostly, in school, for that long.
That's a long time.
Since 2005. So here we go, like 18 years later, we don't have any kids in school. So weird. It is, and it'll be even more weird, I think, come August.
Yeah, it'll be more weird when the school season starts up again and your wife's going to go back to teaching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're not going to have kids going to school somewhere. I mean, you'll have Landon in college, but he's in college in Washington, so he's not in the house,
Yeah.
That's gonna be strange. It's gonna be strange.
Yeah, it will be.
But you know what? I think he'll get used to it pretty quick. And I don't know. I think there's pros and cons in all things.
So looking forward into this Memorial Day weekend, what are you doing, Caden? You have anything fun planned?
Well, I got to change the oil in my car.
That is not on the list that I have right here. So this was supposed to be a good segue into this little.
Well, I will say, yeah, I do. Yes, I need to change the oil in my car, but no. So tomorrow night we're planning on getting together with siblings, and everyone's bringing over their kids and stuff. I don't have kids, so I'm still just going to show up. I don't care.
You still are a kid.
I still am a kid. And we are going to do kind of an outdoor movie, I guess.
You guys like doing those movies, don't you?
That's the plan. Yeah, we like to get together as family and just, throw on a movie or something. So, when we have a projector at our house that just sits in a closet.
Yeah.
So I have to find a reason to use that projector. So a lot of times it's, hey, let's do a big family movie night. We'll break out the projector. And so now the weather's nice. We can move those parties outdoors. So that's our plan on Saturday. Outside of that, I don't have anything else.
Backyard barbecues are the top activity that Americans have planned.
Yeah, barbecuing is going to be a part of all of that for sure.
59% of people celebrating Memorial Day say they'll grill this weekend. That is a lot of meat.
That is.
That's a lot of meat.
Yep.
43% will be going to a party or hosting one, and that is up from about 9% from last year. Also planning to watch more fireworks this year. Do you get fireworks for Memorial Day?
I don't.
I don't either.
Do most people?
I don't see the stands up. I mean, it'd have to be like leftover stuff from last year, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
Because I don't see any of the stands. And they don't sell fireworks in just like Walmart, do they?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of either.
I haven't seen fireworks stands.
Well, the top things on our shopping list for this weekend are food.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to have stuff to grill.
Yeah.
Meat.
Yep.
Booze.
Obviously.
Obviously. Caden's like, yeah, obviously.
Duh.
Non-alcoholic drinks and party supplies. Beer is the top choice for drinkers.
I mean, I guess.
By far, too.
For barbecues, that does make sense.
70% will buy beer.
Beer's a grab-and-go alcoholic beverage. If you're into adult beverages, beer's a grab-and-go. You don't want to be in there mixing cocktails, right?
I agree. The next closest is 43% will buy wine.
Again, it's kind of a grab-and-go.
Kind of a grab-and-go.
Sure.
30% will buy hard seltzers.
It's in there with beer.
And 30% will buy hard liquor.
Yeah.
Wow. Slow down, folks.
Like taking on
Sheesh.
Memorial Day with a bang, huh?
Sheesh.
Yeah.
And a few things that we've been buying in the lead into Memorial Day. The past month, sales of sunscreen are up 109%. So a lot of people wearing sunscreen. Pool floats and pool noodles, 81%. And new grills to have that Memorial Day hosting party. 54% are buying new grills.
So those hardware stores
they
need to really put some good deals together for grills leading up to Memorial Day.
Absolutely.
So if you know or if you do own a place that sells grills, now you know for next year, going into Memorial Day is the time that people buy grills the most.
You know, it's funny. I just got a text from our friend of the station and sponsor, Boulevard Home, sent out a text that says they have a big Memorial Day sale this weekend. So
I probably got that text too, for all I know. I don't know.
For sure.
I get some of those sponsored texts sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those big weekends.
It is.
It's. Tell me how you feel about this. So Memorial Day weekend, I feel like a lot of us put a lot of emphasis on 3-day weekend. Let's go have fun. A lot of people will go out camping. A lot of people are going to go take the boats to the lake or the paddle boards and the kayaks. Or you're just going to stay home, barbecue with your friends, your family. But Memorial Day is a holiday for a reason. And I think sometimes we forget why we celebrate Memorial Day.
Right.
So if there's anything that I like to take away from these holidays, it's not to forget why we're doing it. I don't care if people go out and have a barbecue. By all means, you have some extra time.
Yeah.
Get the family together and do it. But also try to at least have in the back of your mind, at the very least, the reasons why this holiday weekend exists.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I totally agree. So let's not forget why we have this holiday. It's for all of those fallen soldiers and people that were protecting us at war or what have you, that gets us our freedoms that we enjoy here. Yeah. So the reason why people can, kneel during the national anthem is because of all these people. It gives them the freedoms to do that. We may not like it, but it does give them the freedom to do that. Gives us the freedom to also stand up, put our hand over our heart. Gives us all of those freedoms that we enjoy. And hopefully I'm with you, Caden. Let's not forget about all of those heroes that have lost their lives fighting for our freedoms.
Right. And hey, you know what? Take this as an opportunity as well to just remember your own family members, military or not. Right? Those that have all passed on. So I think it's a good time to at least just take that as a moment to reflect on the relationships that you've had that you've lost.
Right.
So, in general. Not to try to take the moment down, because it's, I don't want to make this sound too somber and solemn, but it is what it's for. But you can still, here's the thing. I think a lot of us can agree that we appreciate those that have gone before us, but that has also given us the opportunity to live the way we live now. So, so we do celebrate with barbecues and whatnot. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, heavens no.
I don't think
it's a great thing.
So, well, with that said, by the way, speaking of holidays and stuff like that, and I know you got some stuff on Memorial Day a little bit. I know that we've kind of gone over a little, but I want to go fast forward a little bit to 4th of July coming up. Oh, your favorite holiday.
It really is my favorite holiday.
We have some tickets for the City of St. George 4th of July celebration. Now, we've got a pair of tickets today that we're giving away. If you want to go and you don't have your tickets yet, we got a pair of tickets today.
And what's the value of these tickets? Aren't they like $50?
They're like $45 a piece.
$40 to $50.
So a pair of them, I mean, that's $90. $90. So I'm giving you $90 today.
Yeah.
Okay. So a pair of tickets today. Here's how you can enter to win the tickets for the City of St. George 4th of July celebration. on our text line. That number, if you don't know, 435-990-9950. 435-990-9950. Text, the word, I use the word loosely, USA,
Oh,
and you're entered to win.
that's easy.
Easy. Text USA to our text line.
Now, if you haven't heard the big news, the 4th of July concert is Kelsey Ballerini. I know you've all heard that she's coming here because we have kind of put it all over our
We
stations.
talk about it a lot, yeah.
St. George News and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Kelsey Ballerini, she is tremendous. She is certainly an up and coming star, just getting bigger. Now she's already a star,
Oh, yeah.
but she's getting bigger. It seems like every year. So she is really talented. You know, she's a crossover artist. You can hear her on 99.9 Coney Country. You can hear her on 105.1 The Planet. So she has played on two of our stations here. She is awesome.
She is. So again, if you want tickets, I got 2 of them. I got a pair of tickets to give away today. If you want a pair of tickets to the City St. George 4th of July celebration, text USA to 435-990-9950. There's also going to be a tribute to America happening before it. We're going to see literally the world's largest flag.
Yes.
And it's debuting in St. George on the 4th of July. Not to mention a big old program put on by United We Pledge, and they promise that the program gets bigger and better every year.
It's
and
so
last year was a
cool.
big program, so I don't know what they have put on. They kind of keep it under wraps a little bit, a little tight-lipped. They don't let the word get out too much about what they're doing. So if you want to see that, and hey, you get a great seat to the largest fireworks show in southern Utah as well.
It is so cool. And it seems to me like the fireworks show, they have gotten better and better every single year. Now, I am very, particular when it comes to fireworks shows.
Okay.
And I remember a few years ago, you know, I think it was pre-COVID, that, you know, St. George City puts out, you know, the terminology, it's going to be the biggest and best ever.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. Really didn't do anything for me.
You're like, yeah, it's good.
I was like, okay,
Yeah, it's good.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Last year, I was overly impressed.
Last year was great.
It was so good. It was like a finale the whole time.
You and I were actually, because we were hanging out, we were backstage together actually at the concert of all places. Yeah. So we, you and I were sitting on the stage equipment.
Yeah.
Just off to the side of the stage watching the show, and it was great.
It was. It was like a finale the whole time. So they have it figured out now. So again, yeah, one of the biggest fireworks shows you'll see, you know, certainly the biggest one here in southern Utah, probably, you know, including clear up to Provo.
Yeah.
I mean,
can I
it's gonna be
just
the best
say,
one.
the music is going to be spectacular.
Oh, who's the insider on that?
Huh,
Do you
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I wonder.
Nice job,
I
Caden.
wonder who.
Caden puts a lot of work into.
I already put it together. It's
yeah,
done.
yeah, that's what you said.
We got it ready to go. So,
Dude, why don't you procrastinate a little bit?
I've done that many years. This was probably the first year where I actually I sent it off to the people who need it, and I was like, hey, by the way, I put together the 4th of July fireworks music. Here you go. And then sent it off, and it was like, oh man, it's like I've been thinking about this, but we haven't got to crunch time yet. Like, this is great. I'm so happy to have this now. And
it's
I'm
off
like,
your plate too.
I'm like, good, just get it done with. I don't want it anymore. I don't want that responsibility. So
hey,
it's good. It's good.
Speaking of responsibility, it's a good segue into the talking the NBA.
Let's talk about the NBA.
Is heating up over in the Eastern Conference Finals. It is. Celtics have battled back. They were down 3 games to none.
Yeah.
They have battled back now. They win 116-99.
It's a good win.
In Game 4. Game 5, they win 110-97.
Another good win.
In Boston.
Yep.
They play tomorrow in Miami. Caden, what are your thoughts on what's going to happen the next game and or the next 2 games? What are your thoughts?
I've said for a long time that Miami is going to win it at home in game 6. I still can stand by that statement.
Okay.
Right?
You still feel good, though? You still feel confident?
I think it's so okay. So, well, I thought about this today actually on my drive-in.
Okay.
I was thinking about this today. The MLB has only ever had one series where it was a 3-0 series and a team came back to win it.
Boston, New York.
And who came back to win it?
Boston.
So now there's a series where a team is down 3-0 and a team's trying to come back to win it. Who's that team?
Boston.
If there's one city that can do it, it's Boston.
It is.
Now, with that said, do I really believe that Boston is going to come back and win this series?
They have the momentum.
Odds are just not in their favor.
They have the momentum.
Have momentum.
I mean, I would think differently if, say, Boston, say they split the first 2 games and then Miami wins another one and then Boston wins and then Miami wins and gets up 3-2. There's really no momentum shifts there. Miami had all the momentum the first 3 games.
Yeah.
They couldn't put them away in game 4. Now I think Boston has all the momentum. And I'm telling you, it is an if, certainly, if Boston wins game 6, they go back to Boston for game 7. I am all in with the Celtics.
If Boston wins game 6, I flip 100% to Boston just going to take it all.
Because not only
I'm still leaning Heat right now.
Yeah.
But if the Celtics do get game 6, then they will get game 7. That's how I feel as well.
Because not only would they have the momentum, they would have home court. I mean, everything. All the checks go towards Boston.
Yeah.
So big game. I don't want to say it's a must win. I mean, technically it's not a must win for Miami, but I think it's about as close to a must win as you can get. They need to win that game if they're going to win that series tomorrow.
Yeah.
They need to win it tomorrow.
And if anything, just for the momentum of it all.
Yep.
And I know that the Celtics were able to go in and kind of take the legs out from the Heat and win game 4. So it's not impossible for the Heat to try to go and do the same in a game 7, right?
Yeah.
Where it's hey, if the Heat win this game, they move on. Well, guess what? The Celtics are playing with that mentality of we can't let them get close to winning now.
Yeah.
We can't let them get there. And if they can find a way, then great, good for them. It's tough though. You got to remember too, they have a new coach. They have they're going up against a team with a very seasoned and a veteran coach in Spoelstra. So the coaching battle, you lean towards the Heat. The roster, you heavily lean towards the Celtics. On a one-on-one basis, Jimmy Butler's playing just about as good, if not maybe the best of anybody in that series. But Boston's turned it on the last few games, and there's I don't know. It's just crazy. It's a good series though.
And there's only been 2 close games, and and I'm going to define close as within 10 points, are the first 2 games.
And that's it.
The first 2 games, 123, 116.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2 was 111 to 105. Everything else has been a blowout. Game 3 was a 26-point win for the Heat. Game 4 was a 17-point win for the Celtics. Last night was a 13-point win for the Celtics. So it's like feast or famine with these 2 teams. They've all been blowouts other than games 1 and 2 that were somewhat close. And again, I'm defining close as within 10 points.
Yeah.
Those were within 10 points. The other ones have been 13, 26. I mean, these are blowouts.
It's been kind of crazy.
So it'll be interesting. Boston has the momentum going into Miami. I think Miami needs to win that game to advance to the finals. Obviously, they will if they win the game. If Boston wins that game tomorrow in Miami, I don't know if they advance to the finals, talking about Miami.
It would make for a great game 7.
Oh, I'd love game 7s.
A game 7 where Boston was down 3-0. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope the Celtics win. I will say
it's a good story.
I do hope the Celtics win just for that possibility.
And it's good.
I like the possibility.
It's good sports talk
good, great
content.
for us.
Yeah, it's great for us. You know, down 3-0.
And we get a long weekend where, I mean, a lot can happen. Because that's the thing we're looking forward to. Let me pull up that schedule real quick. Because right now, if it goes to a game 7, that game 7 is on Monday.
On Monday.
Right? Okay, I wanted to make sure that was correct. Because the next time we have a show is Tuesday. So no matter what, the next time we hop on, we have the finals matchup locked in.
Now, if I remember right, the last Memorial Day game that Boston Celtics were involved in was the infamous Memorial Day massacre.
Okay.
With the LA Lakers. And I'm just kind of pulling that up right here. They beat the Lakers. Let's see here. Man. Okay, in 1985 NBA Finals. And I was just trying to get the score here. I mean, it's dubbed
148-79.
Yeah. Oh, God, that is a massacre.
Is that what it was?
Memorial Day massacre.
That was 148-114. 79 was what their halftime points were for Boston.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. There have been other Memorial games since then.
That's the most famous Boston Celtic Memorial game.
That one is very high on the list for sure.
That one still hurts a little bit.
It was a game 1, though.
It was a game 1.
Game 1.
Yeah.
Who came back to win that finals?
That one would have been the Celtics.
Celtics won that one?
Yeah.
85?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I don't remember who won what. So it's too long ago. It's before my time anyways. I wasn't around for it.
Right.
So, well, let's take a break, shall we? And when we come back, we still have a lot to talk about. We have some baseball. We have some NFL to get to. So stick around with us here on From the Bleachers.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Media is everywhere. It's a part of our daily life, our routine, not just for entertainment, but to stay informed. Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, we believe in delivering free, fast, and accurate local news, entertainment, and information to all of Southern Utah through our entertaining on-air personalities and music, compelling local shows, and community events like the City of St. George 4th of July celebration and charitable events like Coney Coins for Kids. From our entire team of dedicated designers, videographers, salespeople, digital marketers, writers, and on-air talent, thank you for letting us be a part of your daily life. Canyon Media, here for you.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know with the Fan Sports Network.
Check out our local sports radio show, From the Bleachers, live every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Listen to us on the radio on 99.5 or 95.3 FM.
You can also listen through the Fan Sports Network app or watch the show live on the Fan Sports Network YouTube page.
The Fan Sports Network is your home of Utah Tech Trailblazers, high school sports, and the pros.
The Fan Sports Network, Southern Utah's home for local sports.
Welcome back in, everybody. It's from the Bleachers, broadcasting out of the Findlay Hyundai studio here on the Fan Sports Network. Caden Formaster, Mark Musgrave.
The voice, now, I was doing a little research looking at that Memorial Day Massacre series with the Boston Celtics and Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers did win that series, even though they were blown out in Game 1 on Memorial Day. And they've dubbed that the Memorial Day Massacre. The Lakers did come back and win that series 4-2. So it went Boston in 1984, the Lakers in 85, Boston again in 86, and then the Lakers went back-to-back in 87, 88.
All right.
That's how it went.
All right.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's been a bit.
I still remember that, though. Those were good times to be a Laker fan.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Thompson. Man, it was a good time. Showtime.
Living in the heyday, huh?
Showtime, baby.
That's true. What's
Yeah.
Showtime? Well, let's get into a few different things. First things first, something that I saw today. I'm sure a few others have seen it as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, or, hey, if you're listening on the radio and you get a chance, you can always go to YouTube right now or watch the live stream back later. You can see what we're about to talk about. So, without further ado, the soon-to-be Las Vegas Athletics have released some renderings of what their stadium currently is planning on looking like. So, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see what we're talking about here. We have a few different things here to look at. So, number one, for our radio listeners, we'll try to explain what we can. Here's the mock-up of what the stadium looks like. Now, again, this one's the one that's going where the Tropicana is currently at, right? So just off the Strip and Tropicana,
Right.
obviously. Center field is basically facing the Strip. You have right outside of right field, it's the MGM Grand. Outside of left field, you can see New York, New York. That's kind of how they have it mocked up.
Dude, it's beautiful.
From what I can tell, it does look like it is an indoor-outdoor, which is very common right now with a lot of more modern ballparks, an indoor-outdoor facility where, again, it kind of looks like it's on tracks and it spins. So it looks like it almost just kind of like spins in on itself and can become an indoor stadium. Looking at the renderings, it's like you can tell that about half of it, maybe a little more than half, is going to be covered at all times. Behind home plate is always covered. And then that opens up the skyline to the Las Vegas Strip, which I think is great. Anytime you have those games early in the season, late in the season, you can leave that open. The late night games, you can leave it open. But if you have one of those Tuesday games in the morning or something like that, you can have it closed up. You don't need, those are the days where they're like, hey, you know what? It's Tuesday on July 18th. Yeah, close it up. It's fine.
Yeah, and we've been down there, both of us have, for Las Vegas Aviator games in the night, and those are fine.
That's what I'm saying. Once the sun goes down, it's
fine.
Warm.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's warm, but once the sun goes down, at least you're not in the direct sunlight. It's really not that bad. And it's the desert. It cools down fairly, quick enough. Anyways, watching on YouTube, we'll look at some of the other ones as well. There's kind of an aerial view of it. It's the aerial view is kind of like above New York, actually.
That is way cool.
Looking across the street, kitty corner or whatever you could say. And there's this whole plaza that links diagonally to the street corner of the Strip in Tropicana.
Yeah, Las Vegas
Las
Boulevard,
Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana.
Yep.
And right at that intersection is a big athletics logo, the A's logo, in like a pool of water. It looks like it's a water feature.
Dude, it's cool looking.
I mean, if you haven't seen the renderings, it's pretty sweet. And anyways, it leads right into the stadium. And it's kind of above. I don't know if you can see this, Mark, if you've noticed this or not.
Yeah.
But it kind of sits up a little bit. There's a pathway that walks up, and then there's pathways that walk down. And it looks like that even could be some parking right there as well.
Absolutely.
So some parking lots available. The point is, to me, with all of this is I've seen some people that are like, don't love it. I've seen some people say, hey, this is kind of cool. For me, I lean more towards the, hey, this is kind of cool. I like the location. The location is probably my favorite thing. And just the fact that you can make an indoor-outdoor stadium, that's what you need. That's all you need. To me, that makes a good stadium.
I think if you're any type of a sports fan, you've got to be really excited about this. I mean, within a 1 mile radius, you can go to an A's game. A's playing whoever, playing the Rockies, playing the Dodgers, playing the Cubbies, playing the Angels. I mean, it doesn't matter. You might not be an A's fan, but if you have a baseball team, your baseball team will be coming here more likely than not. Plus, you can walk across, within about a half a mile to maybe a mile. You've got Allegiant Stadium with the Raiders.
It's probably about a mile from there.
Yeah. And
not far.
And then you've got, another within that 1 mile radius as well. You got T-Mobile Arena where you can go watch some Knights.
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, I'm telling you what, this is becoming the Las Vegas Strip, believe it or not, is becoming a sports hub, not for gambling, but for actually the events.
Well, not to mention, how many times does the MGM host UFC in boxing?
Oh, yeah.
And
then all the
and college sports.
College basketball, the tournaments. You've got the Pac-12 tournament there. You've got other tournaments there as well for NCAA basketball. Ton. I'll tell you, Las Vegas is really becoming, not for gambling, but just for the events themselves, becoming quite the sports hub.
Yeah.
And if you're any type of a sports fan, you've got to be thrilled about this.
I am.
I think it's
so
pretty
excited.
cool.
I mean, think about it, Mark. You and I could say, hey, let's go catch a Dodger game in Vegas.
Yeah.
Let's go watch the Yankees. I want to watch the Yankees play in Vegas. Right?
Yeah, it'd be way cool.
And for us in Southern Utah, and I know a lot of us are, I mean, for me, you know how excited I am of the possibility of a team in Utah.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, a team in Utah just blows my mind even more than a team in Vegas, just because the team in Vegas has been talked about for so long now. If a team in Utah happened in the next couple of years, it's like, it would be mind-blowing. If it takes them 20 years to finally get one, then it's like, the novelty would wear off. But the A's in Vegas is still an exciting proposition.
If the A's move to Vegas,
and I don't think it's really an if. It's kind of more of a.
You're right.
They're moving to Vegas.
No, you're right. When the A's move to Vegas, they will be my American League team. The Dodgers will always be my team.
Yeah.
That's who I cheer for. I've got Dodger blue. It's just too ingrained in me, and I'm just too. When it comes to sports teams, I hang on. But the Dodgers are my number one team by far. But the A's would definitely be my American League team that I would root for.
I mean,
right now it's kind of the Angels, but
yeah. And that's where I'm at. For me, it's the Angels, and I think I would have a hard time letting go of the Angels. But I'm not one of those fans, at least with baseball. I'm not one of those baseball fans where I'm so hardcore set as a fan of
those roots aren't really
I'm not such a hardcore Angels fan that I can't go to an A's game and cheer for the A's.
Yeah.
I can go to an A's game and cheer for the A's.
Because they're in the same division.
Yeah, they're in the same division. And here's the thing, it's like the A's aren't that good either.
Yeah.
And part of me liking the Angels is because I feel like I'm more of a Trout and Ohtani fan than I am an Angels fan. Does that make sense?
Oh,
I like the guys on the team. The team itself,
I think that
I'm kind of in between.
We were talking to Cannon last week,
Yeah.
You know,
We were talking about following players.
It seems like the Gen Zers and maybe even into the millennials, they follow players as opposed to teams. I am certainly not that way. I am a team follower. I was telling Ken and Seacrest, I was like, you leave my team and you're pretty much dead to me.
Yeah.
If you leave the Raiders, if you leave the Dodgers.
See, and I'm that way with football and with basketball.
Yeah.
I'm that way with football and basketball. Baseball, not so much.
Because he follows, because Cannon was saying that the only reason why he's a Laker fan is because of LeBron. He follows
He's
LeBron.
like LeBron, yeah.
He follows LeBron, whatever team he is on, that's who he likes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel that is just so weird to me. I just can't wrap my head around that type of thought process. Not that it's wrong. I just can't wrap my head around that kind of thought process.
I'm with you. I don't know how many times I've rooted for guys who come through the Jazz organization, and then the second they leave, I'm like,
okay, they're gone.
I don't even know anything about them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Conley, for example.
Yeah.
I love Mike Conley, and I still love Mike Conley, but I've not kept up with him since he left to Minnesota. Like, it's just not on my priority list.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward was another one of those. And again, I think it's because he broke a lot of Jazz fans' hearts.
He did.
Where I'm like, okay, well, see ya. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
You're not,
I know,
you're
I'm
not
with
part
you.
of the team anymore. So
I'm with you. I cheer for laundry. I don't cheer for the people. I mean, I cheer for them too, but for me, it's mainly the jersey.
Yeah. And maybe that would change with a team a little more local for baseball. Maybe I would learn to gravitate because as much of a fan of baseball as I am, and again, I would say I'm mostly a Cubs fan, and the Cubs are the one team where I'm like, if you're on my team, I cheer for you. If you're gone, you're gone. But again, that's a National League team.
Okay,
I'm not that way with an American League team like you are.
Let me throw this scenario out at you. Salt Lake gets a team.
Yeah.
And they are an expansion team.
Uh-huh.
So they're not going to be that great. Right?
Yeah, not for at least
they won't be good for
a decade.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
Oakland moves to Las Vegas. Who do you become a fan of? I mean, and say they're in the same division, both
Like,
American League, American League West. So you've got the Angels there. You've got the A's, which is in Las Vegas, just an hour and a half south of us. And then you've got Salt Lake. Let's just call them the Buzzards.
Okay.
The Salt Lake Buzzards. You've got them in Salt Lake. Who are you becoming a fan of?
You know, it's tough. I would lean between, I'll tell you this right now. I would lean between Salt Lake and Vegas. Cut LA out completely.
Cut the Angels out.
That's not even,
okay.
To me, that wouldn't even be a question. Proximity to Vegas, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a sense of state pride, though, with Utah. So if there's a team in Salt Lake, it's tough not to want to root for the team that's in Utah. They're within the borders that I live in.
Because they're not called the Utah Buzzards. They're the Salt Lake Buzzards.
I get that.
Okay.
And I get that. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to minor league, with the Aviators and the Bees, I cheer more for the Aviators than I do the Bees.
Yeah, me too.
So is that going to be the way it goes? Will I cheer more for Las Vegas because it's closer? Maybe. If minor league is any indication, then yes, it would be Las Vegas. If minor league is any indication,
I hope that's your thoughts.
But I won't know till it happens.
Yeah.
You know. And with Las Vegas being established earlier, there's a way better chance that Las Vegas would be the one that I build the fandom with.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, right now I would lean Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I would have a soft spot for Utah, for Salt Lake, for the Buzzards or whatever. I'd have that soft spot, but I feel like just because Las Vegas is getting established early and we're in sports radio, so we're going to talk about them a lot. The more we talk about a team, the more I watch the team, the more I enjoy the team. I didn't care about the Raiders before we started doing sports radio,
right?
But they moved to Vegas. We talk about them a lot. We go to games.
Well, and
now I care about them.
And they actually have inserted themselves into our community as well.
Yeah,
where they've
in
done,
St. George.
Yes, where they have done some youth football camps. So the Raiders have actually inserted themselves into the community. Haven't seen the Broncos do that. Haven't seen the Cardinals do that. Obviously, we're 8 hours away from those two, 8 and 6 hours, respectively, away from those two teams. But those are the two closest teams, Rams as well. But the Raiders are trying to grow their fan base here. And I think it's one of the smartest things they could do is to come up here, which they have done, and they have put on some youth football camps. Because it's not their dad they're trying to sway. You know, he's a diehard Cowboy fan, or he's a diehard Bronco fan. You know, and if they're my generation, they're probably got those roots pretty deep. But man, you go after that 8-year-old kid that went to a Raider youth camp for 3 or 4 or 5 years in a row, maybe meets Josh Jacobs, maybe meets, those players like maybe Jimmy G comes up, maybe Devontae Adams comes up.
Maybe
Who
you're
knows?
meeting the third string linebacker.
Maybe.
You know?
But what a thrill, and that's the fan base that they're going after, and they will grow up Raider fans.
I know a lot of people, my generation, that have become Raider fans living here in Southern Utah. I know a few people closer to your generation that have become Raider fans because they live close to Southern Utah, or because the Raiders are close to Southern Utah, I should say. So I can only imagine that the younger generation is way more heavily swayed towards that just because of the proximity.
Yeah. And I think the A's will do the same thing. I think they will also reach out in this community.
Yeah.
Reach
they gotta
out.
Play better, though.
Well, I know. And there's no argument there.
They are to play better.
They're going to compete with AAA with the Aviators. I mean, that's just the way that it is. But yeah, so it's just one of those things where I think the A's will actually reach out past the Las Vegas community as well and try to grow those outside communities such as us and try to get that community involvement. I really do, because baseball's huge here in Southern Utah. Huge.
And if they can understand that and latch onto that concept of, hey, if we get into St. George.
Yeah.
And even, here's the other thing. St. George needs a baseball complex.
Yes, they do. I've said that for years.
If the A's as an organization could help establish something like that, that would pay so many dividends for them and for our community. I don't know if that could be possible. This is me just thinking off the fly, but it'd be great.
Here's what I have thought. I've thought of this for years. I don't have the property and I don't have the money. So there's two there's two strikes against me.
2 strikes against you. Yeah. 3 strikes and you're out.
Let's keep it with the baseball terminology. But if you were to build a baseball complex, I'm not talking a softball complex. These would be grass infields. These would be
this is baseball. We're talking
maybe have about 8 to 10 fields, a couple of them, having the distance of 8-year-olds to 12-year-olds.
So we're talking like 250
fields as well.
250 feet out to center.
Exactly.
Something smaller.
And then
to something 350.
Yes, and then step up the other 6 fields for whatever, high school distance style baseball.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you build it, they will come. You'll be able to host a tournament probably twice a month, pretty much every month except for July and August, maybe June and July.
Yeah.
Because it's just too darn hot.
It's too hot.
But other than that, 9 to 10 months out of the year, you could have baseball tournaments here every single week or bi-weekly.
Well, and you could have fields for all of those teams that live in northern Utah that have nowhere to play when it's snowy. Hey, we got a whole complex you guys can come play at.
I'm just telling you, if you build it, they will come.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And I don't know if that's something that the A's could potentially be a part of or not, but at least having those facilities available could go towards camps and different things that they could help put on, and again, establish themselves in our community and in our market.
Yeah, because softball complexes are softball complexes. Yeah, you could hold baseball games there, but people aren't going to be thrilled to travel 4 to 5 hours and play on dirt.
And play on dirt, and you have to bring in a fake mound. And
I mean, it's just one of those things. If you build some nice baseball complexes, I've said this for 6-7 years, it would be advantageous for sure.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Let's take a break.
All right.
When we come back, we got to talk some football. We've kind of talked a little football, but let's talk more.
Okay.
Coming up next.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Media is everywhere. It's a part of our daily life, our routine, not just for entertainment, but to stay informed. Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, we believe in delivering free, fast, and accurate local news, entertainment, and information to all of Southern Utah through our entertaining on-air personalities and music, compelling local shows, and community events like the City of St. George 4th of July celebration and charitable events like Coney Coins for Kids. From our entire team of dedicated designers, videographers, salespeople, digital marketers, writers, and on-air talent, thank you for letting us be a part of your daily life. Canyon Media, here for you.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Hey, it's Caden Formaster.
And Mark Musgrave, the voice you know with the Fan Sports Network.
Check out our local sports radio show From the Bleachers live every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Listen to us on the radio on 99.5 or 95.3 FM.
You can also listen through the Fan Sports Network app or watch the show live on the Fan Sports Network YouTube page.
The Fan Sports Network is your home of Utah Tech Trailblazers, high school sports, and the pros.
The Fan Sports Network, Southern Utah's home for local sports. Welcome back in, everybody. It's From the Bleachers here on the Fan Sports Network, broadcasting out of the Findlay Hyundai studio. Just a reminder, last reminder, text USA to our text line, 435-990-9950, giving away some tickets for the City of St. George 4th of July celebration, Kelsey Ballerini in concert.
And even if you spell it wrong, we'll probably still allow you to be in the drawing as well. So USA.
Yeah, there
you go. And if you spell it wrong, you spell it wrong. But hey, go ahead and text us again, 435-990-9950. Text us USA, and maybe you can win 2 tickets to Kelsey Ballerini, July 4th.
Yeah. Yep, we got some tickets.
So much fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm just going to tell our listeners this. You still have more chances to win, but don't wait.
Yeah, don't wait.
Don't wait. We do have some more tickets we're going to be giving away before the event leading up, but don't wait. Try to win when you can. So even if you just are thinking about going, put in for it. What do you got to lose, right?
Hey, Caden, when you go on vacation, what makes it memorable?
Usually the food.
Food? For sure. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, here's the thing. When I go vacationing, to me, the food is the thing that I am not going vacationing for, but I make sure to make a point of eating at really good places, usually local places too.
So that makes the list here, number 5 and number 7. Okay, so number 5 is having drinks or dinner with a great view. Food is involved.
Dude, when I was in Hawaii,
Yeah.
We ate at this place, and I had a teriyaki chicken tacos or something like that. They were delicious.
That sounds good.
But it was overlooking the ocean off of a balcony, and I was
Makes
like,
it taste better.
oh, and it was quiet. There was like not that many people there. It was amazing.
And
good.
so this would probably fall for number 7 for you then. And again, this is a list that makes top moments that makes vacations memorable. That's the list I'm looking at right here. So there's a food one. This one was probably the one that you just described. Trying a new food you probably wouldn't find at home.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, you could probably find that here.
I could, but it definitely had its own Hawaiian flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something that happens that becomes a running joke the whole trip. We do that on our golf trips. You'll find that out soon here in about 17 days.
I was just thinking of, I'm a big Office fan.
Yeah.
And there's this joke that you don't even know what the joke is, but Jim and Pam come back from their honeymoon and they're like, Frankenbeans.
Frankenbeans,
And it's just like, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, Frankenbeans.
Absolutely. Something funny happens that you'll tell stories about for years. Again, we still, on our golf trip, we still use terminology and we talk about things that have happened 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
On these golf trips. So that's one of the fun things for me. Making friends with some locals and hanging out with them. Do you ever do that when you go on vacation?
I do. Well, I wasn't a local, but we had a guy on our show that I made friends with while I was gone. But yeah, I do try to. I don't stay in contact with a lot of people that I meet on vacations. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but I've had people give me rides, places, hang out with them for a few hours, whatever. I've done that kind of stuff for sure.
Visiting a famous landmark, getting lost or taking a detour and coming across something amazing.
Oh, that's always the best way to do it.
That kind of stuff. So anyways, this was just top moments that make vacations memorable because a lot of people are taking a vacation this weekend, 3-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Be safe out there.
Be safe.
For sure. The roads are going to be crazy. Let's talk a little football.
Let's talk a little football. The one thing that you brought up to me earlier today, and you're like, man, we got to talk about this. There was a list that came out recently about quarterbacks in the league, kind of just ranking them, right? It's just a good ranking of quarterbacks, 1 through 32. And you personally feel Jimmy Garoppolo is way too low.
So here's the deal. They have Jimmy G at 24. Now, these are the guys that are behind him, okay? The guys that are behind him, Bryce Young, Carolina Panthers, rookie. Hasn't taken a snap in the NFL.
Yep.
Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers. Now, he is, I wouldn't call him a veteran, but he's been in the league a couple of years, but he's been behind Aaron Rodgers. This is relatively his first year as a starter.
Yeah.
Sam Howell of the Washington Commanders. Same.
He's as good as a rookie, if you ask me.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield. Now, Baker is the only one behind Jimmy G that has considerable playing time, starts, stuff like that. And you know my thoughts on Baker Mayfield. Colt McCoy comes in at 29. C.J. Stroud, 30. Desmond Ridder, 31. And Anthony Richardson comes in number 32, the rookie for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, here's the guys that are right in front of Jimmy G. Now, tell me if you would rather have Jimmy G or this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Brock Purdy.
I take Jimmy G. I think Brock Purdy could be better. We just don't know yet.
Small sample size.
Too small of a sample size.
Kenny Pickett.
Easy Jimmy G.
For this year.
Jimmy G's led a team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Mac Jones.
Oh, that's still Jimmy G. Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
This gets tighter.
Yeah,
I think Russell Wilson is the better quarterback.
You do. Okay.
But that doesn't mean it stops there. Let's keep going just because I'm curious.
Okay. Ryan Tannehill.
I think Ryan Tannehill is they're on par with each other. Yeah.
That's kind of what I think too. I think
they're all in the same,
about right.
If you're looking at tiers, they're in the same tier. Yeah. Right? They're in the same tier.
Justin Fields.
Better than Justin Fields.
Yeah, Jimmy G. So you
Jimmy
take
G is
Jimmy
better
G
than
over Justin Fields right now.
I don't like I just don't. There's something about Justin Fields that I'm just not sold on yet.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones had a better season last year, And for that reason, again, I think I at least have to give him the benefit of the doubt and lump him into the same tier.
I like Daniel Jones's legs.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He can run the ball certainly better than Jimmy G. I think as a passer, I still go Jimmy G as a passer, but maybe overall quarterback, NFL quarterback, maybe a slight nod to Daniel Jones, and that's maybe.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
I'm a higher on Jared Goff than most people are.
You are?
I think he's a quarterback a lot like Jimmy G, where they just don't get the benefit of the doubt sometimes. I'm not saying he's like the greatest quarterback ever, because he's just not. I'm talking about Jared Goff.
No,
right
I'm
now.
with you.
But I think he's a better quarterback than people think he is.
Geno Smith came in at 15.
Again, also not sold on Geno. He had a decent year last year, obviously.
I just think that Jimmy G...
But he has a good team around him.
I think Jimmy G comes in that 15, 16, 17 area. I think 24 is way too low.
I like him in the late teens.
Before he got injured, and I know that's always the injured part, 16 touchdowns to 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
That's pretty good ratio.
It is. All right, we got to get out of here. Have a good one.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.